Hi guys, this is Klazartsc bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the OSL finals between Jaedong and Stork. Now, I'm sure you guys are aware I was supposed to be doing this as a triple commentary with Moltrap and Diggity, and the reality is that we actually did do a triple commentary on this yesterday, and it was a great commentary. It was actually pretty amazing. It blew my socks off. We got everything right. It clicked. It was wonderful. Except, for whatever reason, it didn't get recorded. So we spent 4 hours talking to ourselves, essentially, and not having a commentary at the end of it, and it was really heartbreaking for all three of us. And unfortunately, we had tried to make plans to meet up later on to try and redo it, but just the way holiday plans and things like that for all of us are working out, it's not going to be possible. So I've just decided to go ahead and do my own, and I think the guys will probably do the same. So you'll probably, I suppose the benefit for you guys is you'll get a double version of these to enjoy, which is all to the good. Anyway, that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. I'm actually not going to be around for a month after this, so just wanted to let you guys know about that. I probably won't be doing any more commentaries for at least a month or so, but I'll be back when the new season is probably kicking into full swing next year, probably middle or late January. Anyway, so we've got Stork here at the 5 o'clock position, Protoss obviously, and Jaedong at the 9 o'clock position, the Zerg player. And it's interesting enough, these two guys being in the finals, I wouldn't have counted on this. If you had to hype finals up, this wouldn't be my most hyped up final. I have to be honest with you guys about this. This wouldn't be the final I would have been most excited about. Though I have heard good things about Jaedong's play this year. Jaedong going for a 9 pool here, guys. Jaedong's put the spawning pool down, so it looks like he's going for a 9 pool. But the problem for him is, even though Stork has put that pylon down at his natural expansion, Stork sending out that probe in the counterclockwise direction, and their base is being right next to each other. Has actually found it and has actually scouted that. So Stork is going to be able to balance for this. He's actually going to be able to counter this build by Jaedong, and it's going to be interesting what Stork does exactly to counter it. Stork might have been caught a little bit off guard because of, again, the close proximity of the bases. Had he not scouted in the right direction, had he not found it, but that stroke of luck favoring Stork in this early stage of the game. And Stork, brilliantly, oh my god, Stork drops a pylon to block off the choke, preventing Jaedong's drone from getting through, and that's brilliant by Stork, because now Jaedong, even though he's gone for the 9 pool, he's going to have those Zerglings out pretty quickly, but Stork is going to be prepared for that, knowing those Zerglings are coming. He's going to have a couple of photon cannons up at least, and Jaedong responding to that pylon block, and brilliant by Stork. Oh my god, another goes down, and this is brilliant by Stork. In order to conserve minerals, he cancelled the pylon as soon as Jaedong's drone went away, and the moment it came back, he put it up again. So essentially what Stork is doing is he's preventing Jaedong from putting that natural expansion up and giving himself a huge economic lead by doing this. This is pure genius by Stork. We saw this happen a while ago on Tau Cross to yellow, where he was blocked in and not able to build his expansion, and finally Jaedong managed to get another goes down. Oh my god, Jaedong kills off the pylon, and Stork with perfect timing, he only had an inch, less than an inch of a second, and finally Jaedong able to get that drone through to try and put that natural expansion down, but he is so far behind, he really needs to speed it up here. And Stork meanwhile has already got 2 cannons and a gateway and a forge up, and once again Stork coming in with the probe to harass, and he's really, and a pylon goes down again. Oh my god, Jaedong must be just crying his eyes out. He's only got about 7 drones. He's so far behind in economy, it's not even funny. Stork, Jaedong with 6 Zerglings. I don't think they're going to do too much. Stork has got a couple of probes there to actually block that off, so I don't think Jaedong is going to be able to do much damage here with those 6 Zerglings, and I don't think he's even going to, and finally Jaedong managed to clear out his natural expansion with a couple of more Zerglings that he had to build in his main, but Stork has delayed him massively, and really just perfect reaction to the situation from Stork. You've got to say he did have luck on his side, and Stork now with that Nexus as well, so Stork is going to have a massive lead. Jaedong's going to have to do something here, because the longer the game goes on, the more Stork's lead is going to be cemented. This is Persona, this is the map with the Dark Swarms that interestingly both players thumbed up during the pick. So this is the map that will be played in Game 1 and Game 5, and I think this is a map that probably with the Dark Swarms, I think they probably favor the Protoss early game because of the fact that it doesn't affect Zealots, but I would say they probably favor the Zerg late game if he can choose to pick his battles and fight them wisely on ramps. So it'll be interesting to see how both players make use of that. I don't think this match is going to go to a late game, because the longer, as I said, this game goes on, the more Stork's advantage is going to cement itself in, and Jaedong trying to go for the tech lead here. He's teching to lair as well as putting that Hydralisk stand down, and that's exactly what I think he needs to do. I think he needs a lot of Hydralisks, because he can use that Dark Swarm, plant the Hydralisk underneath there, because it's going to be a while before Stork, even though he's got this economic advantage, it's still going to be a while before Stork can get before he can get Reavers and before he can get a lot of Dragoons up, because he's only got a single gateway, and he's not even going to have a lot of Zealots. So if Stork, if Jaedong with his 2 hatcheries can pump out a few Hydralisks, get them upgraded and get them down there, especially with the range upgrade, he might be able to do enough damage here. He might be able to sneak in on that base and force maybe Stork to spend a few more resources on cannons and buy himself some time, and I think that would be the best way to go. But the way I feel is the longer this match goes on, the more of an advantage Stork is going to have here, and we have seen that lair and the Hydralisk den. I haven't seen Spire going up here, so Stork may very well try and build a couple of lurkers as well. well. But really, he needs to do something quickly here. Sorry, Jaedong might try and do that. Stork's already got his Stargate up, so Jaedong's going to be in trouble here because he needs to get some Hydralisks out quickly. I think he's probably going to be okay. And Stork with a double Stargate. Stork looks like he's building double Stargates. Stork's, yes, he is. He's building double Stargates in his main as well as in his natural expo. So Jaedong's going to be in huge trouble here because he's going to have to defend his overlords. And he's only got the 2 hatcheries. He's really going to be struggling. His economy is already behind. And Stork just venturing forth now with a couple of zealots. And I think he's just trying to slow Jaedong down by himself some time because he knows that Jaedong's only recourse now in this game is to try and push forward with a group of Hydralisks and try and do some damage to Stork that way. Because if he doesn't manage to do that, he knows that Stork is too far ahead and Stork is just going to take this game. And Stork wants to stay away from the Dark Swarm, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to lure Jaedong's use. And Jaedong just circling around with those Hydralisks, trying to avoid those zealots. Maybe he wants to deny the scout. And brilliant micro by Jaedong here with the Zerglings. He managed to surround one of the zealots. One of the zealots gets taken down. 2 of the other zealots are getting surrounded as well. Only a couple of Zerglings have been killed. Both the zealots have been taken down. So that's great micro by Stork. And now he's bringing those Hydralisks around. He's managed to, by Jaedong, he's managed to take out those 3 zealots. But I think those zealots have served their purpose for Stork. They've bought him the time he felt he needed to get those courses up, and we saw Bisu do this against Savior, and already one of the overlords is coming under fire. And we saw Bisu do this against Savior in the very same map where Savior, I think, was spread a little bit too thin, and what Bisu was able to do was send his Corsairs all over the map and take out his overlords. And now, because Jaedong doesn't have enough units, he's got his overlords spread out, they're being hunted down by the Corsair, and this is going to slow Jaedong down from producing reinforcements, and that might very well be what gives Stork the win here. But Jaedong's in huge trouble here. He doesn't have a lot of drones, as you can see in his economy, and his mother doesn't look too happy about it, and his overlords are being picked off. He's making no attempt or effort to collect those overlords together. He obviously doesn't have the resources to research the speed upgrade as well. He's got a couple of lurkers though. He's got about 3 or 4 lurkers. So Jaedong going for the thing here, but Stork, realizing what's coming, has put a lot of photon cannons down. Stork has got a lot of photon cannons down. He doesn't have any other ground defense except those photon cannons. And it looks like Jaedong is going to go for the attack here. Jaedong with the lurkers. He's not using the Dark Swarm at all. He's planted those lurkers down. Stork only has got a couple of zealots, and I think Jaedong should probably have used the Zerglings to defend the lurkers, but he hasn't. He's managed to he's pulling them back away. If he can take these photon cannons down at the south, then he might actually have a way in to take this Nexus out and level up the game. One of the photon cannons though is still just arrived, and that's what's giving Stork the vision, and the second photon cannon isn't complete yet, but that one photon cannon that almost died, that Stork just barely managed to defend, holds out, and Jaedong's attack fails, and Stork is going to now take this game. Now that was it. That was Jaedong's all in. I think it was a good plan. I would have personally preferred if he'd gone for the Hydralisks and tried to defend his overlords. I guess I understand why he did that, because it was obviously going to be very difficult, and now all his overlords are dead. Templar Archives going up for Stork, more overlords dying. This is chaos now for Jaedong, and he's got to feel pretty bad because he didn't do too much wrong in that game. He was just unlucky in the way the scouts took place, and that has given Stork a massive advantage. And Stork getting an easy win in game 1. It has to be said that neither player has been properly tested. At least Stork has not been. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in game 2. And Jaedong indeed does tap out. GG, says Jaedong. So that was a brilliant performance by Stork. He adapted perfectly to the situation. He took full advantage of that early scout, and again, you can't take advantage of an early scout unless you scout early, but most Protoss players I think would scout after their first pylon anyway. So I think Jaedong obviously deserves a measure of credit, but there was a certain pinch of luck involved in that victory for him. But that will give Stork the confidence that he probably needs, and again, it has been said that Stork's Protoss versus Zerg is probably better than Jaedong's Zerg versus Protoss, so it'll be interesting to see how this game pans out, and in the end, despite everything, it came down to a pretty close finish, because if that one photon cannon that survived in the end had been taken down and Jaedong still had those 2 lurkers, Stork was nowhere near getting observer tech. So that would have been that Nexus taken down and his economy that he'd been investing in that neutralized, and Jaedong would have been back in the match. So Jaedong, I think, despite being in a tough situation, played an excellent game, and it'll be interesting to see how game 2 pans out for these guys. This is Klazartsc. Thanks for listening.
프로토스의 어려움에 비해서 상대적으로 아주 편안하게 앞마당을 먹는다는 거죠. 이 차이가 큰 차이인 건데 저그는 앞마당을 오히려 못했습니다. 무지하게 느꼈습니다. 자, 김관 감독까지 상당히 간졌을 한번 딱 이재도가 붙다 보니까 이거 준비된 대로 된다. 우리 명구가 제동이 잡는 시설이 된다. 붙다 보니까 뭐 겁낼 거 없다는 거지. 웃고 있잖아요. 웃을 수 있다는 거예요.
정말 무엇보다도 오늘 경기 맵에서 페르소나와 몽환의 어려움을 가지고 있었던 손명구 선수, 그것도 페르소나. 이번 경기에서 더블 엑서스는 2번 써먹기는 좀 어려울 수 있거든요. 그런 점에서 1경기를 잡아냈다는 건 굉장히 시사하는 바가 큽니다.
자, 이렇게 손명구 게임스코어 1대0을 앞서고 있는 가운데 2번째 경기를 여러분께 잠시 후에 계속해서 보내드리겠습니다. 이것은 일산 킨텍스 특설